wide
production.
receivers offer more
It's
than that.
it's the same. Yeah, that's their low end of their average, and they explode all the time. You have to
Dylan,
look
what
at
plays
what
you got
they
to add? What would you
average
like to add?
and what the point total is of the players that are being offered compared to what you're giving up, and that's how you assess whether it's a fair trade. Just like you can
Dylan
trade
has
a
limited
second, a
time,
fourth, a
Jay.
third, another third, and the
It's
next year's
okay.
fifth for freaking first round pick because
It's a
the
big part
point
of the
total
show.
adds up to it. Learn how to trade, man.
I don't trade with the likes of you because you left me
Yeah,
to last.
you
Of
know
all
what?
things, I was last.
You know what? I already took my trades away from you. I canceled them.
I declined them as soon as they came in.
No,
So
there was
Yeah.
more out there you obviously didn't see, and I canceled them. So
thanks.
Jay
Steve.
pulls off a couple trades. Now he thinks he's Gordon Gecko.
Thank you.
I'm just trying.
Jay, I'm gonna make you spit take.
Oh my God, the hair matches! It just hit me. Oh,
Oh yeah. That
Oh
is some
my
good gecko
God.
hair. But no, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge and congratulate Lovey Smith. What a signature win for the Fighting Illini over those Wisconsin Badgers.
You know
By the
why?
way,
Did
Lovey looks amazing with his beard. Just
can
saying.
we stop?
Does he
with the-
not?
You guys are obsessed with people's hair. Do you know that? That's really a thing with you two. Facial hair, hair on top of the head, hair color, hair
Jay,
length.
can you grow a beard?
Amounts of hair product. You guys are very hair centric. It's starting to get kind of creepy weird for me. I'm sorry.
You're the one that
Why
sat
the
on there with
beanie
a
is
beater
on.
on the other day and a boiler and sweating at 90 degrees.
I
Yeah, I'm
dress
not-
appropriate to weather. That's neither here nor there. So like what? You go outside in Georgia in a freaking parka and a big scully cap that's like got wool insulated on and full gloves and winter boots when it's 90 degrees, or do you wear shorts and a t-shirt? I mean,
Jay,
I wear a banana hammock.
Jay, what is happening up there? Last week you were doing the podcast half naked. This week you look like you're on an
At the
episode
back
of South
of the
Park.
Rhino and Ace Ventura.
because last week it was very cold and I had a fire. This week it's mildly warm and therefore we're trying to conserve wood. There's no fire tonight. So it's a little more chilly. I have to put on extra clothes. Thank you.
I forgot you live like a Puritan. Oh, Abigail, got to go get more wood out from the shed.
Well, you know what? Someday, if we were ever face to face and I had to shake your hand, you would know what all that hard work does for me.
I do not want to shake your hand, sir. I'm sure you got one of those nice, strong lumberjack grips that could just pull my arm off with chewing tobacco right deep within
Dylan's a
you.
fragile creature.
I'm a lover.
I used to be a
Hey.
lover. My wife beat me into a fighter.
I'm
God
not
dang.
even going to comment on that. We're going to move on. Dylan, who do you have for fantasy? We're going to, nope, not diving in. That's not a rabbit hole. That's a fucking swimming pool. Nope.
Well, actually, there's some pretty interesting names at running back this week. You had Chase Edmonds absolutely go off for the Cardinals when David Johnson was a game-time decision going into last week, and it turns out Edmonds was the guy to start. So the Cardinals had a nice little troll on Twitter today for everyone who decided to play David Johnson yesterday. Excuse me, another great pickup.
Too much
I think-
LaCroix?
Dude, I feel like Charlie Bucket in that freaking room with all the bubbles. I'm going to fly up to the ceiling fan. Fizzy lifting drink over here.
I'm staring at Willy Wonka's factory above you, eating all the goddamn chocolate.
Yeah. Also,
He's
in
got
New
such an
Orleans.
old man laugh.
Oh, Grandpa Joe.
Back in my day when they picking them gold.
Yeah, turns out Grandpa Joe, he's bedridden until you give him a golden ticket, and then he can freaking tap dance all over the place.
Biggest goddamn liar on the planet.
Isn't that the story
We're not
of
going to
those?
get anything accomplished before Dylan leaves because Dave
I
will
know.
shut up.
Oh,
Oh, you
I'm
guys.
acknowledged. Dylan, go ahead, buddy. Chase Edmonds, was it true he was throwing up on the sideline? I read that somewhere that he was actually sick with the flu and he was hurling.
Oh wow, that's pretty awesome. I do love stories like that. Just kind of like the soundbite they got from Sam Darnold.
NFL did him so dirty. Oh my God.
People.
God.
Yeah, he was Haley Joel Osment. They were seeing ghosts out there. But also
I
you
felt so
had
bad for him.
Latavius Murray go off this week against the Bears, which apparently the Bears are no longer a good rush defense. So
Game
if
Hicks is
Alvin,
out. He's that much of a game wrecker.
well, we talked about it, but holy cow, man! I mean, I didn't know it was just going to be like that. So going into next week, if Kamara's banged up again and somehow Latavius Murray's on your waiver wire, you need to pick him up. And also going down to the grossness, if we're scraping the very bottom of the barrel.
What about
on a short
LaShawn McCoy?
week? Oh, yeah. He's on some people's waiver wires. He happens to be on ours. He's definitely someone to go after. Not you two, though. He's definitely not needed on either of your two's team, so I wouldn't even bother putting in for him. But maybe someone else would want LaShawn McCoy. But also, like I said, if you want to scrape
What
the
the hell
bottom
is
of the
that
barrel,
supposed to mean?
get some plug-and-play points. You have Adrian Peterson likely. He said he's going to play Thursday night, but I just don't know with a high ankle sprain. You have Chris Thompson
He's
banged
playing the
up as
Vikings,
well.
man. That's his whole team.
I know the motivation's going to be there. I'm sure he's going to take more Toradol than a racehorse. But, you know, I'm just hitting those one-liners tonight, aren't I?
More than Kamechi Osemele for the doctor war he's having.
Oh, man. I heard even more about that on my way to work the other day, and the Jets just...
That's not good.
What an ugly situation.
It's not good.
Now you have a scenario where he could sue the team. Is he suing the team already?
He's not hired lawyers yet, but I do know that he's considering it from what I've been reading.
That's a bad look, man.
The fact that they delayed multiple surgeries on him is the biggie. He knows he has a busted shoulder. They know he has a busted shoulder. You can't just shove painkillers down and try and keep pushing him out there. It's just going to make it worse and worse and worse. And before you know it, he won't be able to play for the next 2 years because you pushed him through 1 year. The medical team on that for the Jets facility, it just really, I don't know.
I mean, it's essentially what went down with Trent Williams and the Redskins, right?
No, that was even worse. Okay, so the fact is they told him, no, that bump's not anything. He went and got it tested. It was a benign tumor. He went and got it removed off the back of his head and freaking, yeah. And that's why he won't play another snap and Dan Schneider knew about it. So did Jay Gruden. Everyone literally tried to be like, no, you're good. We promise it's nothing. Like, I'm sorry, it's a tumor, folks. Yeah, it's benign, but if it grows to a certain spot and puts pressure on his skull, all it does is has to push on one part of his brain and he drops.
I mean, at the very least, you could at least let him know, right?
Yeah, not ignore him and be like, oh, it's not serious. You're good. I mean, they showed a picture of it. It literally looked like he had another head growing off the back of his head. It was a good size freaking benign tumor, and they just kept saying, "Oh no, it's nothing. It's just a little swelling. You must have banged your head."
Hey, I mean, they say if those doctors just get finished eating or something when they handle the pictures, maybe he thought it was spotted butter.
Well, now it makes me think: does Jordan Reed mishandled because how many concussions is that he had and played through the next week?
Jordan Reed has mishandled himself. I mean,
agreed, but the medical team has to have a hand in that, though. You got to think.
For sure.
With how many injuries he's had and he's come back, he's been re-injured right away. And there's been a lot of players who've had the same thing. Chris Thompson's another one.
Yeah, that's one of those it would be nice things. Like, it would be nice if the team valued these guys over what they're worth, to the wins and losses. But you're always going to be pushed out there as long as the team thinks that you can win them games.
Yeah.
And that goes for injuries. That goes for off-the-field problems. I mean, as far as we've seen, right? With guys like Antonio Brown and others, that as long as your talent is thus to where it equals wins on the field, you will be tolerated. And as long as your injury is to the point to where you can just stick a needle in your butt and get back out there, that's what they're going to do.
Goo. Yikes.
Jay, I know you're familiar with needles in the butt.
Oh, Jesus. Come on, Jay. Oh, he's not saying anything. Did you make him speechless?
That's what I do.
Folks, record this segment. You have heard it here. There's a speechless Jay Andrews.
I think
I'm not speechless. I'm just not going to comment on something so asininely stupid as a comment like that.
Sometimes you can rant so much you literally run out of words.
Son, I've been speaking since I was 9 years old, or 9 months old, and ain't ran out of words. 9 years old?
Damn.
Yeah.
For 8 years of your life?
Yeah, I didn't.
Wow.
I didn't speak. That's
you must
why
have sign language.
I'm pent up. No, but literally, just like my daughter, I've been speaking since 9 months old. I ain't never gonna run out of words. I just choose sometimes not to respond to such asininity.
Asininity?
No, asinine.
Now, I got a question about a NFC North rival foe. Do we expect Kirk Cousins to keep going on this run that he's having, or is it going to die down soon? Because I remember in the past, it usually took a couple games and it died down, but it looks like he's doing pretty dang good the past couple games.
Here's why, and actually this is interesting, but I would actually put money on the Redskins and the points this time around.
Are you taking the upset, or are you just taking against the spread?
And just against the spread, but here's why. We talked about Kirk Cousins and when he likes to play games. This game is not at 1 o'clock.
It is at 8:20 on Thursday, folks. Prime time.
And also, he'll be missing his homeboy,
Is he
Adam
still
Thielen.
over on prime time?
Did you say Thielen's out?
Over.
More than likely,
Yeah,
he's got a
Thielen is,
hamstring injury, and he's not looking good to make it.
Oh, my Lord.
So that all kind of equates to me wanting to take the Skins.
You sounded way too excited at the end of that.
I know, for a division rival. Oh, can't wait for them to win.
Yeah, but a win for them means nothing in the division race.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but this is Keenum and Peterson, ex-Vikings, who were pushed out by him. They want a little bit of revenge.
I love it.
Keenum is starting again?
Yeah, he was pushed out by Minnesota, and he took him to an NFC championship the year before.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying is
they thought they were going to move on to something much bigger and better, and let's be real. Mm-hmm. You know what? We didn't get to this, and well, I'm going to tease this. There's some things about two teams, and one of them is the Vikings, that it makes me laugh. And after Dillon has to go, like the other news that we're saving so that Dillon can keep going with his fantasy stuff, we're going to get back to that. So remind me, Dave, about the Patriots and the Vikings and what they have in common with the Cowboys. Okay? Because, Dillon, I want you to keep going with your fantasy stuff because you are on a timetable.
You realize I'm like a goldfish mind with an Etch-a-Sketch, right? And you just told me to... Okay. I'll try.
You know what? I'm going to start calling you freaking Dory. Like, that's your new nickname. We're going to... You're no longer...
Did you just call me Ellen as a fish?
We're calling you Dory from now on. We're changing your freaking at to @Dory instead of @Steak and Cheese because you said it yourself. You got the freaking mind. That is a famous character that had that issue. People will identify with it. You will become widely more popular than you are right now if we change you to @Dory. Possible. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm going to take Twitter advice from Jay.
Both of you need to take Twitter advice from me.
What do you got now? Like 80 followers?
Following you.
That's right. I have no one following me, but I also have no arguments that I should be downright ashamed of.
What are you talking about? I'm not
I'm
ashamed.
not